I'll do one more law of cosines question. I'm gonna go kind of fast, but you can always go back and rewatch this if you need to. All right, law of cosines. Um, we did one similar to this one. Actually, we did this one where it gave us two sides with an included angle. Now we're going to do this one where it gives us three sides. This is a situation where law of cosines, we have to use law of cosines. We can't use law of sines. Law of sines, we would need an angle. All right, so I have side lengths 8, 5, and 5. Okay, and it wants for angle J. So we'll put J here for A, and we're going to put little j in here for a squared. So we're going to substitute j in for a. So we're trying to find j. Little j, right, opposite j is going to be this 5. That 5 is going to go there. And these other 4 spots are going to go these other two numbers. So this 5, which goes with angle L, and that 8, which goes with angle K. So we're going to go 5 squared and then 8, and we'll put 5 and 8 in there too. Okay. Just to kind of quickly do calculations, we know 5 squared is 25. We know 8 squared is 64. 25 and 64, that is 89. And if I multiply -2 times 5 times 8, that gives me -80 cosine of j. That's what I get on the right side. And left side, we know 5 squared is 25. All right. So to get j by itself, you subtract 89. And be careful with your negatives. I see so many people mess that up because if you don't, right, that cancels out. That is a -64. If you don't do that, it gives you a crazy answer at the end, which we'll talk about later how to check that. This is a -80. Do not forget that. Be careful with that. That is always going to be negative because just the way the formula sets up. All right, then to get j by itself, that's divided by -80. This is why it's so important to be careful with your negatives, because a negative over a negative is a positive. All right, so -64 over -80. -64, 64 negative divided by 80 negative. That gives me 0.8. All right, so 0.8. And because I'm trying to find an angle, that is inverse. So make sure you know how to get to your inverse button. In my example, or my calculator here, that is just the cosine -1 here. You got to hit the second button. 0.8, 36.9. So J is 36.9. Okay, now the thing about this one, J is 36.9. That is opposite 5, the side length 5. Well, this side length is also 5. That means the angle opposite that would also be your 36.9. So L is opposite that. That means that also has to be 36.9. So I have 36.9, 36.9. Okay. So how do you get K? Well, if that's 36.9 and that's 36.9, we're going to add another 36.9. So together, those two angles are 73.7698 degrees. So I'm just going to go 180 minus that, and that's going to give me K. So I'm just going to go minus 180, even though that's going to give me a negative number. 106.2. That would be the angle J, or angle K.